Hello, my name's Gayle Irwin, and I'm here in Russell, Kansas at this beautiful bookstore owned by my friend Linda Crowder. I am going to be reading from one of my books. It's a series that I wrote called the Pet Rescue Romance Series, Yellowstone Country. All of these are set in and around Yellowstone National Park. The book I'm reading from is called Finding Love at Compassion Ranch, and it's based on a real place called Kindness Ranch in eastern Wyoming. I dedicated this book to those staff members and volunteers for the wonderful work that they do helping animals that have been researched on, from horses to dogs, sheep and cats, and even rabbits and other animals. But they help them either get ready for being adopted into a new home, or those that are just too traumatized live at the ranch for the rest of their lives. So it's a wonderful, beautiful place. I encourage people to go there and to support their rescue endeavors. And I am going to give you just a little bit of a glimpse into this story that weaves the pet rescue and adoption as my character, Erin, comes to the ranch to volunteer. She gazed at the building before her and recalled horses sheltered in stalls inside. When she and her sister Rianne visited 2 months ago, the animal sanctuary had received 4 Belgian draft horses that had been injected with cancer drugs. The Oklahoma Research Facility kept the mares for 10 years, conducting more tests and observing outcomes. Compassion Ranch received them after the drug trials ended. The nonprofit's mission of providing sanctuary for former research animals offered the horses and other creatures a home for the rest of their lives. Upon learning more about Compassion Ranch and meeting some of the temporary and long-term 4-legged creatures and residents during that visit 2 months ago, Erin knew she did not want to leave the area without helping in some way. Volunteering during her drive back to Florida offered her that opportunity. Erin stepped out of the Corolla. After closing the driver's side door, she lengthened her body against the side of the red car. Kinks in her lean legs and toned arms loosened as she stretched. The 3-hour drive from Lake Yellowstone to Compassion Ranch along narrow, winding, and mountainous roads left the Florida woman weary in body and spirit. Erin twisted, first left and then right. The cotton green capris and loose-fitting linen blouse she wore moved easily. Erin stood on tiptoes and reached skyward. After a few more stretches, she walked toward the sprawling house near the barn. She remembered this dwelling served as the organization's office. She hoped Maggie, the director, would be inside since she had arrived an hour earlier than scheduled. As she reached the porch, Erin heard hoofbeats on the road. She turned and waited for the animal and its rider. The man, dressed in a brown cowboy hat, leather chaps covering jeans, and a short-sleeved blue shirt, loped the buckskin horse toward the building. When he reined the animal closer to Erin, she noticed the dark leather work gloves upon the man's hands. She also took quick note of the brown hair tinged with gray protruding from under his coffee-colored Stetson hat. His tan, chiseled face sported a goatee, and a large smile graced his face. The man tipped his hat like a cowboy in a Western movie. "Good afternoon. May I help you, ma'am?" he asked in a warm, polite voice. "I'm here to meet Maggie Henshaw, the director. I'm spending a few weeks volunteering," Erin replied. "Oh, so you're the newbie," he said with a grin, pushing his hat back a bit. "Maggie told me to expect you. She's at a Chamber of Commerce meeting in town. I can take you to your cabin so you can get settled in. Maggie said she'd meet up with you when she returns." "That would be wonderful. I'd appreciate your help." Erin noticed the man studying her. "Your voice sounds familiar. Have we met before?" he asked. Erin shook her head. "I don't think so. I'm not from around here." "Well, neither am I. There's just something about you. Where are you from?" "I live in Florida now and have for many years. My husband was in the Air Force, so we moved around a lot, especially in the early years." The cowboy mused. He shrugged his broad shoulders and dismounted from the horse. "Never been to Florida." "So,